She didn't need to see the gun to know it was trained on her again.
I have spent decades suffering through this. He showed up one day and there he was, the answer to my prayers. His aura, can't you see it?
No, not really. Can't read auras. You know, it's something I've been meaning to learn to do, though.
Why is such an incompetent acolyte so popular? Who does your editing? Wait, never mind. Look, his power, the amount of energy stored inside him, the power inside a simple acolyte, barely tapped, it's all I need to fuel the ritual. This time we won't lose half our family, and this time we'll finally be free. Free of this curse we brought upon ourselves just trying to save this goddamn city.
Hey! Language!
Why?
There's like a 50% chance we may be live. Or, like, unlive?
What, do you have a ghost camera?
You can have a ghost of a camera?
Of course.
No, no camera. Maybe my phone, though. Which would explain a lot.
It doesn't matter. Your need to prattle bought me all the time I needed.
She gestured towards the runes as they began to light.
Any moment now, the gathering power will reach a critical level, and the ritual will immediately activate. It's too late to stop it.
And there, that ought to fix it.
Jill could see the color drain from the girl's face as she heard the words. The gun dropped to her side and she turned in slow horror to see Owen standing above a heavily marred sequence of sigils.
No. No. Wake up! Snap out of it, damn it! Kill them! Kill them all!
And finally, the gnolls began to stir. Ripley followed 10 feet behind. Marcus looked back, and as their eyes met, she stopped, letting him get further ahead.
Oh, come on! You really thought Tyrone was the reason nothing bothered this place? He hadn't been there for 4 years!
It made sense if you had heard stories of him. If you could sense his power.
You think I fucking can't? Gah! Like, how do you think he got that strong? Humans don't normally live long enough to gather that kind of power, not naturally.
But what you did? What was that?
Look, it's a long story, and now is really not the time to tell it.
Which came first, him or you?
A pointed silence was Marcus's only response.
That ability. It's the same he used on that Null back when he met Tulip, isn't it?
I don't want to talk about it.
What are you, two?
Marcus turned, stepping towards her.
Said I don't want to talk about it!
Ripley went silent for a moment as Marcus marched away.
Fine. I'll let you keep quiet. For now.
Fun times!
Jill screamed as she proceeded to engage in the only martial technique she had ever developed over her life, that of a hasty retreat. Owen hung above her shoulder, matching her pace.
Oh goodness! Oh butts! Oh tart fritter pancake wobbles!
Jill had her phone up, and in desperation, she called for aid to the world.
Please! Please! Anyone! I need help! I didn't think this through! I don't know what I'm doing! I'm in over my head. I don't know how or why or how much of a Deus Ex Machina it is for you to show up out of nowhere to save me. But seriously, half of you are ghosts and the other half are like wizards and acolytes and stuff, and someone has to be nearby and able to help! I'll do anything!
Will you stop trying to get rid of me?
Yes! Anything! Wait, what? Owen! You're half naked!
I need to expose my sweet tats for this, brah.
Okay, yeah, sure, but why your pants?
It was in that silence that Jill noticed Owen's 2 fingers connecting 2 separate tattoos. She subsequently noticed that the symbols covering Owen's chest were not unlike those that littered the floor.
Holy habanero. Owen, what? I mean, just what?
Owen's response was to simply tab a few more runes, and like a gust of leaves in a gale, the 2 closest nulls simply blew away, flying through the air and at a distant wall. As the floor grew brighter, in the distance Jill could see Kiki desperately trying to alter the runes, already alive with whatever unnatural power fueled them.
These runes! God, what did you do to my spell?
That was when doors opened and Ripley and Marcus stepped inside. Ripley had seen a lot during her time. Over 200 years of unlife would guarantee that, even for a recluse like her. Decades spent hiding, desperate to not be found, disguising her very existence for the sole purpose of continuing that eternal existence. She, at times, would wonder what she might have missed. Her fear of gnolls, of acolytes, of demons, severing her from the world at large. And yet, in all her imagination, she never could have quite envisioned this. Owen was barely a flicker of a psyche as he drew upon his own essence to perform a banishment more powerful than any she had seen any acolyte perform. Jill was a beacon, her connection with Owen the only thing keeping each motion of his hands from ending his existence. Tyrone was strung up on some complicated construction of psychic energy. And there, kneeling on the floor, was a regular human. There was no doubt about that in Ripley's mind. The woman was desperately trying to alter shining, runic symbols with her bare hands.
You're an expert on ghost stuff, right? You got any idea what's happening here?
Probably less than you do, actually.
We go help Tyrone?
We should stop that girl first.
What are they up to?
Looks like they're trying to rework a ritual at the last minute, with Tyrone as the focus.
Sounds bad?
Yeah, it might be. But we may do more damage if we interrupt them.
Right now, I'm of a mind to help Tyrone first and worry about the consequences later.
Then allow me. She'll hardly be the first acolyte I've had to deal with.
And with that, Ripley surged forward.
Hey, ghouls and guys, it's your girl, Jill Count here. We're live streaming to you live from the Supernatural Battle Royale in the creepy gymnasium in misty mornings. To be honest, I have very little clue as to what exactly is going on right now, so I'd be like a chess player trying to commentate on a Dota match if I tried. Still, few big updates. There's Owen, who's apparently a ghost wizard, which explains a few things. Ha! Just kidding, that makes 0 sense! Also, holy teriyaki sauce, I thought he died as like a dumb straight-edge frat boy. Just look at those tats! He looks like a Yakuza boss or something. And that's Ripley, strangling Kiki. Hopefully not to death. She hates me for some reason, and to be honest, I was kind of resentful of her success as a streamer, especially given that I haven't been able to stream to living people in 3 months. To be honest, the more I think about it, the more I realize I don't know any of these people, let alone their motivations, very well. I feel like I've gotten closest to Owen, but yeah, wow, apparently not. And to be honest, now I feel bad for not asking more. He was in college when he died, I know that much. I wonder where he studied, Scholomance? Not the WoW one, the Transylvanian one. Oh, look, something's happening in the middle there with... Oh no. I forgot about Tyrone!
Jill nearly dropped her phone as she started, seeing now that the latticework of unnatural ice holding Tyrone had begun to glow.
I need just a little more, brah.
And for the first time, she felt the connection to Owen. Not as some ephemeral, intangible nothing, but a connection as real as a steel cable between them. Then she felt the pull, sharp and painful, like a hook was dragging at her internal organs.
Owen! What are you doing?
Just a little more.
Jill turned to her phone. Chance of do it and Jill of Earth, give me your energy. And similar memes trailed down her chat in a stream.
Just do it, loser!
Jill braced herself and let the current flow, the connection between them completely open. A familiar sensation of dizzy lightheadedness, like giving blood, made her knees shake. As the explosion struck her, she could not help but remember everything. Owen floated above Jill, his form that of a potato-esque ghost. None of the aspects of the intimidating ghost wizard from before adorned this visage, and he stared at her with a dopey smile and glassy eyes that reminded her of nothing if not a golden retriever.
Good morning, brah.
Good morning, Owen.
She leaned forward, and a hand caught her.
Please, miss, don't get up. We don't know the full extent of your injuries.
Oh, okay. What happened?
I don't really know myself. Not my job. Looks like a gas leak to me. Miracle you four survived. I'm gonna put you in a neck brace, okay? You won't be able to turn your head, but it'll keep you from doing any more damage if we're looking at spinal injury.
Okay.
Jill didn't like the feeling of imprisonment that came with the brace, but she wasn't exactly a medical professional, so who was she to argue? The feeling redoubled as she was strapped to the gurney.
Hello, Miss Count.
Jill couldn't place the voice, and yet something about it rung intimately familiar.
Is she well enough for me to speak to her?
She's not bleeding out, but there could be.
I will make it brief. A moment alone, if you will.
Who are you?
I'm with the police. I have a few questions for you, Miss Count.
That's not my name.
Ah, but more know you by that name than by your actual name, no?
How do you know that?
I'm from the government. Now, my first question. Were you aware of your friend Owen's abilities before you came here?
What are you talking about?
Owen, You speak of him at great lengths on your stream.
Oh, that's all in character stuff. He's a ghost. It's supposed to be like a whole fictional world thing.
Good answer.
Jill heard the scratch of pen on paper.
And your association with Miss Eliza Ripley and Mr. Marcus Rookard?
Jill's mind raced. Did Ripley show up on her camera? Should she acknowledge them? Go for a vague answer? She felt an instinct that almost disappointed her as she wished for the chance to ask her chat for advice.
They're in on it too, like me and Owen.
Another expertly evasive answer. I am impressed.
Evasive?